All right. What is up, career development specialists, professionals, students, soon to be amazing experts at the world in the field of career development? So, my name is Professor Matthew Gargano, also known as Professor G, and I will be your instructor, aka tour guide, aka assistant throughout these next 5.5 weeks. I'm very excited about career development. And just so we're on the same page here, you see me looking around, I've got all my notes. I like to be thorough in the beginning, right? I like to be thorough. So this will be the longest video you guys get from me, other than obviously the live classroom lectures that are pre-recorded. But as far as what's going on videos, this will be one of the longest videos you guys get from me because I like to be super thorough in the beginning. So I got my laptop in front of me, which you guys probably won't be able to see because I think the camera doesn't, I don't think it shows the laptop, no. So you guys got, I've got my laptop in front of me and I've got various notes. I've got the syllabus, I've got the getting started guide, I got some other information. I want to make sure I'm very, very thorough in my welcome video. I cover a lot because it's important to lay a strong foundation. So you guys got a strong foundation with which to build from and be successful. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the foundation isn't strong and it's all shaky and you try to stand on a shaky foundation, what happens? You get a shaky start because you're not standing on something solid, right? Not only literally, but figuratively as well. I want to create a strong, sturdy foundation, laying it all out, slapping it down, letting it marinate, letting it harden so you guys have a sturdy foundation with which to operate from and be successful. And I want you guys to be successful in this course. It's really, really important. So that being said, this is E242 Career Development, Section 6, Spring. Spring has sprung. 2019 Term 1. Before we get started on the core stuff, a little bit about me. Again, my name is Matthew Gargano. I have been in higher education for over 16 years. I know that makes me feel old, but I look good, don't I? So anyway, for over 16 years, I've been in higher education. In addition to teaching career development, which is one of my favorite courses to teach, and by the way, I'm not yelling. I'm just a loud East Coast Italian, so I'm not yelling. I'm just a loud individual. But in addition to teaching career development, which is one of my favorite courses to teach, I also teach various business courses for another college. Love teaching business courses. Love teaching career development is one of the most important courses and one that I enjoy the most. Did I say love and enjoy the most enough? Because I do, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I also am a business owner. I'm a professional life coach, and I am a personal life coach, and I'm also a business consultant. So I have my own company, Supernatural Life Coach Incorporated. I'm also an author. I just had my second book published. I'm also a father and a grandfather. I know, again, that's kind of crazy, a grandfather, but my son is grown. Thank you. Love him, but I'm glad he's grown, and some of y'all out there know what I'm talking about. I got my little 4-year-old grandson. He'll be 4 this year, Easter, actually. What else? I'm also a pastor. I'm a professional writer as well. So I say all these things to say, not to be braggadocious, but to say that I come with a wealth of experience. And so I'm excited about this course because career development is very often misunderstood, underappreciated, and underutilized. So I don't have a lot of time to get into it now. Because I'm spending time setting up the course, but just know career development is so much more than the resume. Career development is about creating and maintaining your professional identity. So what kind of professional identity do you want to create for yourself? And what kind of professional identity do you want to then begin to maintain so that you can step into your best professional life that you want to be able to have? The resume is a small part of it. Now, it's a very important part. Let's not misunderstand or misconstrue size with importance. The resume is a small part of it, but that being said, it's an incredibly critical part of it because obviously you need that resume to get your foot in the door. But as an employer, as somebody who consults in the onboarding process, which is not onboarding is part of the whole hiring process, which is more than just you're hired. As someone who also consults in the onboarding process, it takes the average prospective employer, guess how long to review a resume. I'll give you a few seconds. Think about it. Did you think about it? 10 seconds. That's right. When I've got a resume in front of me, it takes me 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. I just decided in that 10 seconds whether I'm going to not further consider your resume or I'm going to further consider your resume. Then from there, I go in the further considered and then we go on and on. But that initial viewing takes 10 seconds for the average prospective employer. So you want to be able to on that piece of paper, on that two-dimensional piece of paper, be able to really capture the multi-dimensional essence of who you are so you can get your foot in the door and then make the rest history. So that being said, I say all this to say I'm really excited about career development for the reasons that I stated. Let's talk about the course, right? Got to get on the old, put the old spectacles on the old eyes now. So course starts, obviously, you guys log in. It's April 1st, so happy April 1st. Course starts on April 1st, and it ends on May 7th, Tuesday, May 7th. So April 1st, which is when you guys will be logging in, and that's Monday when you guys will see this. I'm shooting this, or I shot this by the time you see it, Sunday evening. So Monday, April 1st is when the course starts. It's 5.5 weeks long, and it ends Tuesday, May 7th. So what does that mean? That means that's it. It's over. It's over May 7th. So I want you guys to enjoy the journey, but please keep on top of your assignments and know that the course ends May 7th. It's over. It's done. 11:59. There's no late assignments accepted, that are still eligible to be late. Obviously, don't try to submit, last week's assignment. Can I submit? No, it's over. It's gone, right? So anyway, May 7th. So plan accordingly. A couple important things we want to talk about. Syllabus. Print out your syllabus, family. Print it out. It's very important. Students of career development. The syllabus talks about all of the resources you have available. It talks that are available to you. It talks about the assignment schedule, what's expected of you, grading scale, late assignment policy, et cetera, et cetera. So read through this. Equally as important to the syllabus is the Getting Started Guide. I love the powerful combination, the syllabus and the Getting Started Guide. Syllabus is a great roadmap, so you know where you're going, how to get there, how to get from point A to point B. The Getting Started Guide actually is a more detailed roadmap. So it actually goes inside of each module and lets you know specifically what all is involved with each module and estimated how much time it should take you. So you're able to plan based on the Getting Started Guide how much time this, each module should take you and what it consists of. All right. So you got the course schedule. Module one, you've got module 1, which I just blew right by, right? You've got module 1. I said that a bunch of times already, right? So you've got your discussion, you've got your live classroom, You've got your course project. You've got a few other things in there. Module 2, then you've got your live classroom. You've got your discussion. You've got your course project. You've got your reading. You see what I'm saying? It goes on, and it tells you. So each week, you'll have a course project. You'll have some other things. You'll have the reading. You'll have the discussion post, and you'll have the live classroom. Right now, your last live classroom will end in module 5. For module 6, there is no live classroom assignment and there is no written assignment. Your module 6 is simply a discussion, okay? But again, I want you guys to make sure that you go through there so you know what's expected of you. So let's talk about going through the course now, right? So instructor information, it's there. Again, my name, my email, my phone number, office hours, when you can call me. Emailing is always preferred, as I stated. You know, I find that most 99.9% of questions you may have can be handled via email. So let's start off with email. Here's the thing when you ask me a question about an assignment, because I want to make sure we're all on the same team. I mean, we're all playing from the same playbook, right? Basketball players don't play from a whole bunch of different playbooks, or football players or baseball players. They all have the same playbook. I say this to say, if you email me, you're like, I don't understand this assignment. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't tell me. How can I help you if we're not on the same playbook? That being said, I need you, if you need clarification on an assignment, when you're emailing me, I want you to copy and paste the portion of the assignment that you need clarification on and be like, hey, Professor G, in this assignment, it says this. I need further clarification. What specifically are you asking me? Saying to me, I don't understand the assignment, doesn't tell me anything. It tells me a whole bunch of nothing, right? And I want to make sure that we're effective with our communication, that we're timely with our communication, and I'm able to answer your questions. So that being said, don't send me an email just saying I don't understand the assignment, because the first thing I'm going to say back is, I need you to be more specific with what you seek clarification on. So I need you to read the assignment. What you don't understand or you need clarification, I want you to copy and paste it in that email and say, hey, Professor G, in the assignment, it says this. This is what I need clarification on. Specifically, what do you need me to answer? That's very, very important, okay? So always start off with an email. Even if you think it's like, oh, I gotta call, start off with an email, okay? If I feel like the conversation, if I feel like I can't get your question answered via an email, or maybe we've gone back now 2 times, I'll say, okay, maybe it's time to pick up the phone. But like I said, to keep things flowing and to get your needs met, it's always best served in an email. But like I said, if you do need to pick up the phone and call, I'm available. There's my office hours as well. So that's that. How we doing on time here? Oh, we're good. I like to keep the first one under 20 minutes. Help. Okay, so I covered the syllabus. I covered the getting started. You've got all your modules, go through them. Let's talk about live classroom. Now, I'm going to tell you all something. Okay. Oh, let's go to the calendar first, and then we're going to talk about live classroom. So the other thing I want you to have is tools. So very important tools for you guys, right? Syllabus, print it out or read it online, however you choose to do it. Review the syllabus, go through it. I'm a hard copy person. I like to print stuff out. I like to read it. I like to highlight it. I like to underline it. My point is, whatever your most effective is read the syllabus, really understand it, ask questions if you have questions. Getting started, really important. These are great tools to help establish that firm foundation. Third thing is the calendar. I spent a lot of time setting up the course calendar. So you want to go ahead and you want to click on that course calendar. Like I said, if you see, I actually have a laptop in front of me. And you'll see here kind of the way the flow goes, okay? You've got, I've got it set out. Course starts welcome. Read that welcome. I'm going to ask you that, review the syllabus, watch my welcome video, etc. Your initial discussion posts are always due that Tuesday. So you'll see each week, starting with tomorrow, April 2nd, you'll have your first Module 1 discussion. So Module 1 discussion, Module 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 6 are all due each Tuesday. You'll have a reply post due on that Saturday by 11:59 p.m. Initial discussion post due that Tuesday, response to at least one of your classmates that Saturday, and you'll see how that goes. All of your written assignments for the week are due every Sunday. So your first set of written assignments for Module 1, including your live classroom assignment, will be due Sunday, April 7th, 11:59 p.m. So you kind of see the flow there. Now, let's talk about your discussion post. When I grade your discussion post, what am I looking for? Okay, one, read, very important, read what it is that the post is asking. So in your content folder, it's got all the content for that particular module. Then in your assignment folder, it's got all of your assignments and the specific instructions, right? So in your discussion post, it's asking you a series of questions that you need to incorporate into your initial post. When I'm grading, I'm looking to see, have you met the requirements for that post? And then, very important, everybody say, and then, I'm looking for, did you respond to at least one classmate in a meaningful way? What do I mean by meaningful? Don't be like, great post. What does that tell you? Like, what does that tell you? When you say great post, like look around, because I'm looking around in the air for something more. Great post doesn't tell your classmate anything, right? Or great job, sound interesting. I agree. Why was it a great post? What was so interesting about it? What was interested me is, and then qualify that. What was so great about the post? So provide meaningful quality feedback. Does that mean you have to write a novel in your response? No, but I want you to write something meaningful. So when I'm grading your discussion post, okay, I'm grading it on two pieces. Piece A, did you meet all the requirements that the post was asking, which means you need to read it and understand it. Piece B, did you respond in a meaningful way to at least one of your classmates? So that being said, you get full credit if you met the requirements of the initial post and you responded to your classmate in a meaningful way. If you wrote the most amazing post in the entire universe, but you didn't respond to at least one classmate, guess what? 50% off. And I'm not doing this to be mean. I want to teach you guys and help you guys to be the most incredible career development professionals that you can be. I want you guys to knock it out of the park. When you start that dream job, when you go for that interview, when you're corresponding in professional communication back and forth with prospective employees or others, man, I want them to say that individual is off the chain. I want to help you get where you need to be. Make sense? All right, awesome. Now, let's talk about the live classroom. Lord have mercy, let's talk about the live classrooms. Do not ask me for a code, all right? Do not ask me for a code. Turn to yourself and say, self, do not ask Professor G for a code. I don't do codes, okay? First time a student was like, I need the code so I can be counted. I'm like, a code? What are you talking about, a code? I'm looking through the whole, what is a code? I guess some instructors do codes, and that's fine. If they want to go with codes, they can go with codes. I don't do codes. To me, I want you guys to actually learn from the live classroom. To me, it's a waste, and this is just me. It's just me. Don't just take it for what it's worth. It's just me. I'm not criticizing codes or anything. I'm just saying, me personally, I'll get more out of it if I'm actually watching the live lecture and answering some questions versus watching it for a code, right? I could watch a 30-minute thing. If I'm looking for a code, what did I learn? If I'm sitting there looking for a code, what did I really learn? Come on now, y'all. Please do not ask me for a code. Do not ask me for a code. Do I say that enough time? Because inevitably people say, I need the code, I need the code, I need the code. Don't rob yourself from your learning. I do not give codes for live classroom. You actually have to watch it and then answer the questions that are found in the live classroom assignment. So you click begin, boom, and there's your questions. Now, that being said, for your first week, you will not have a live classroom lecture. So again, don't email me, be like, where's the lecture? Where's the lecture? Where's the lecture? Where's the code? Where's the lecture? There is no live classroom lecture for week 1. Okay. So what you are going to do for your first live classroom assignment, which is due by April 7th, is you're going to click on the Module 1 live classroom assignment, click on that begin, and you'll see the instructions in there, which I'm going to tell you now. I want you to list your top 3 career development related questions that you want to ask me, okay? Because for the first 3 live classroom lectures, I'm going to do best interview practices, okay? And that's going to talk about the pre, the present, and the post. That'll make more sense. So you can ask me questions like, having related to I'm getting tongue tied. Having related to career development, what questions? What are the best interview questions to ask? What interview questions are inappropriate? What interview questions should I stay away from? How should I dress? How do I overcome nervousness? How do I land? How do I knock that interview out of the park? How do I come across as confident? How do I prepare for a good interview? Verbals, nonverbals, other questions, what should I say about myself? What should I not say about myself? Whatever you want to know about career development, those are your things to ask questions. How can I be a better speaker? How can I be more prepared? Again, how can I be more confident? How can I be less nervous? How can I be fully prepared? How should I dress? What should I include or not include on a resume? You know what I mean? How should I search for a job that I really want? I mean, all these things. So again, there is no live classroom lecture for this first week. We will begin our live classroom lectures on April 8th, which is next Monday, a week from this Monday. April 8th, we will have a live classroom lecture. So because we will not have a live classroom lecture for this week, you still have a live classroom assignment due, Module 1 live classroom assignment due by Sunday, April 7th. In it, you are simply to respond, and this is in the instructions when you click on that begin button. I want to know your top 3 career development related questions for me that I can answer for you. Because what I'm going to do over the next 3 live classroom sessions is I'm going to answer your questions. I call it the best interview practices. And that's not just about interviewing. It's anything from how do you prepare for your next job? Some questions might be, I've been out of the workforce for so long. How do I explain being unemployed or being laid off or being terminated or having a health condition? How do I explain being a stay-at-home mom or dad? How do I explain going back to school in my 50s? How do I explain making a career change? How do I do all these things? Okay. So that's why I want to be able to leverage these live classroom lectures to really answer those questions that you want to answer to help make you be a better and more prepared career development professional. That being said, I don't call folks out. When you submit the questions, I kind of compile all the questions to similar, but I'm not going to call you out by name. So don't be concerned about, like, if you feel embarrassed about asking a question, I'm not going to call you. I'm going to be like, Joe said, oh, this is a great one from Joe on, I don't do that, right? You might have questions like, how do I talk about if I've got a felony conviction on my record? These are all things to talk about. Please, this is your opportunity to ask me those questions that you want to ask. Again, I don't call people out by name. I'm going to say, these are the questions. I'm going to answer the questions. But I look forward to it because this is really fun, and a lot of students really seem to enjoy it. So that being said, that's your assignment for your first week's live classroom lecture. Am I on 20? I'm a little over 20. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to wrap this up. So April 8th, you'll have your first live classroom lecture, which you'll use for your Module 2 live classroom assignment. You see where I'm going with this? Then your second live classroom lecture on the 15th, you'll use for your Module 3 live classroom assignment. Your third live classroom lecture on the 22nd, you'll use for your Module 4 live classroom assignment. And then I'll give you a special one. There won't be a live classroom recording For your final Module 5 live classroom, I'll give you something else. Live classroom lectures are 10:30. They start at between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, starting at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I got to think about it because I'm on the East Coast. Central Standard Time, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, beginning the 8th. That being said, your live attendance is optional. You are not required to attend live. You are required to view the recordings if you don't attend live. That being said, once I do the live classroom lectures, they're recorded. I go ahead and post the recording link so you can view it as you're at your leisure. Because you're online, the whole purpose of y'all being online is so you're not tethered to a class at a specific time. So do not feel like you have to attend the live classroom lectures in real time, because you don't. Sometimes I have 0 students. Sometimes I have 1. Sometimes I have 2. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to do what I do, whether I have 0 or 1,000,000 people attending. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to record it, and then you'll have the recording link. That being said, I also offer on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Professor G Live. That's when I will be in my WebEx room between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., between 8 and 9, where you can log into my WebEx room, and I'm available live. I'm just chilling. I'm doing other things, but I'm there. So if you want to talk to me live and in person, meaning virtual person, you can do that also. And I have those on the calendar, 8 a.m. on a bunch of Wednesdays, the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th, the 21st, Professor G Live. Again, then you've got the regular live classroom lectures on Mondays, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd at 10:30 a.m. live. I'm trying to wrap this up because I try to keep it under 20, but I am. Please also make sure in the homepage you scroll down to that live classroom module, because you see I've got my WebEx there. You can click on it, and I've also got the live classroom schedules as well. So that being said, is there anything else I need to cover before I let y'all go? Oh, grading. So here's the thing. I start grading. I try to grade sooner rather than later, but know that I have until that Friday of the due date to be able to grade. So for example, your first set of written assignments are due on the 7th. I technically have until Friday the 12th to do that. So if you're an early starter and you submit all your assignments, like say by that Thursday or Friday the 4th, Thursday the 4th or Friday the 5th, technically I have until the 12th to get that back. So just don't be like, why is Professor G taking so long to get my stuff back? Technically, like I said, I have until the following Friday of the due date. That being said, I do try to turn those assignments around as quickly as possible. But give me until that Friday if I need it. I want to do a good job on your feedback and stuff. But that being said, I do try to turn things around as quickly as possible. But know that I have until the following Friday of when the deadline of the assignment is due. Regarding your discussion post, now I don't start grading discussion posts until that Sunday and Monday. Why? Because I'm not going to start grading the discussion post until that Saturday when the responses are due, because for me, that's a complete grade, right? I need your initial and I need your response. So I don't even touch discussion posts until that following Sunday or Monday. That being said, I do get in there and I randomly to get in the conversation, just sort of comment on a couple. If I comment on yours, don't feel like any kind of way, just like if I don't comment on yours, don't feel any kind of way. It's strictly random. I just like to get in there and try to comment on maybe 2 to 3, students each week just to get in the mix. But again, it doesn't mean anything positive or negative if I do or I don't. It's just sort of my way of staying active and staying in tune. That being said, I also try to post the rubrics each week in a form of a course announcement, because I want you guys to be successful. Look, I don't hold anything back. There are no secrets here. There's no secret graded, secret whatever. I want you guys to be successful, right? I want each and every one of you to be like, man, Gargano's class was off the chain. I learned so much and I enjoyed the learning process. That being said, I don't hide anything back. I'm going to post the rubrics each week. I'm going to give you some supplemental information. The rubric is the rubric. That's how I grade. Boom, you've got it all. Whether you choose to do it or not, that's up to you, but you've got it all. The way the rubrics I post, and I usually have them posted each week by that Monday. Now, today's going to be an exception because Monday is the first day of class. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. So I'm going to wait until later on Monday evening to post the first rubric for the week 1. But normally what I do is I post the rubrics for each week by that Monday so you guys have it. Now, that being said, I am a human being. I forget sometimes. So give me a gentle nudge and just be like, hey, Professor G, did I miss something? Did I miss something about the, or did you post the, module 2 rubric, or did I miss something? I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for that reminder. Okay. So I try to get them out there, that week of that things are due. If you do want it earlier because you're working on stuff earlier, man, have at it. I'm not going to hold you back. Send me an email and be like, hey, Professor G, guess what? I'm an early starter. I'm starting on module 2 today, even though it's not due, it's not open until next week. Or not open, sorry. You guys should have them all open. Even though it's not due for another 2 weeks. Fine. You know what? If you want to request the rubric ahead of time, earlier than I just send me an email and I'll post it as soon as I can. Wow, I really went over, y'all. I'm sorry, but this is good stuff. It's good stuff. I want to make sure, again, you start off well. That being said, let's talk about, I already covered discussion posts, but also in your discussions, right? You've got the student lounge. I posted a little something in there just to kick it off. Your student lounge is kind of virtual student meeting place, kind of take the place of, in class, like, hey, what's up, man? Have the conversation. You're doing it virtually. I don't require you to post in the student lounge. I think it's nice. I read what students write in there. I don't respond because it's a student lounge. I think it's a nice thing to be able for you guys to post a little something about yourself. And like I said, I posted a little something about me above and beyond what I also talked about in here and in other places, just to kind of kick it off. I'm not requiring you to post in the student lounge. It's not graded. It's strictly voluntary. But like I said, I encourage you to post so you guys can share with each other. What else do I want to talk about? The last thing I'll talk about is the general course questions. If you have a general course question, you can post it in the general course questions. Just know that the whole entire world can read it. I mean, the whole entire world, meaning, all your fellow students. So if you have a question that you don't want other people to know, then send me an email one-on-one. Otherwise, know whatever you post in the general course questions, everybody can see. Okay? If I don't answer your question, with the general course questions, I don't get the notifications a lot right away. So I try to look in it. I'm human. Sometimes I forget. Give me a nudge if I don't answer your question. Please do not use the email to ask questions. That's rather annoying when you include everybody and their mama in the email to ask a question. It gets very annoying. It's be kind to the email system. If you have a general course question, either email me directly or post it in the general course, okay? If you have a question about an assignment, email me directly, don't post it in the general course. General course question means just that, general questions about the course in general. If you have assignment-specific questions, like I said, email me directly one-on-one. Hey, Professor G, I copy the portion of the assignment that I need further clarification on. Where it says this, what specific things are you looking for, blah, 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 okay? That being said, we are way over. We put this aside. I think I covered everything, y'all. Let me just make sure. Yeah. I did. I covered everything. So again, I appreciate your time. If you, again, because it happens and I'm like, oh my goodness, do not email me asking me for a code. Don't do it. Because I'm going to refer you back to my welcome video and tell you to watch that, right? I don't like to go backwards, right? We all want to move forward. I want to accomplish what we need to accomplish. I want to accomplish great things with you, and I want you guys to feel good about the course. On that note, welcome. Feel free to call on me. That's what I'm here for, and I look forward to interacting with you guys throughout the next 5.5 weeks. Peace out and have a great day.